Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Yemmy DeFerret, here for another episode of YemmyCast. That's right, this is YemmyCast, a video game podcast. I am your host, Yemmy DeFerret, aka Yemmy, aka Wicca DJ Yemmy. And on this episode today, we got a few snippets of news, including more Soulja Boy news. Soulja Boy, not Soldier Boy. Soulja Boy. Overwatch Nerf blasters are coming, and does Days Gone have multiplayer? Let's find out on this episode of YemmyCast. So how was your guys' new year? It is a new year, and with a new year comes a new me. Oof. That cringed in my bowels when I said that. But yes, it is a new year. 2019 is right around the corner. All those spicy memes about how you're accidentally still writing 2019. Oh boy, can't wait for that. Can't wait for those. Oh my gosh, last year me versus this year me, and it's just a day photo afterwards. Oh my god, those are so hilarious. Those memes are so funny. So, I wanted to kind of start this off by kind of going over my predictions for the 2019 video game year, because 2018 was so good. 2018 was so good on a few different levels. I mean, the Browns played pretty well this year, which is my NFL sports team, my hometown team. We played pretty well, even though this last game we played against the Ravens was like, we kept in the game, I guess you would say. And we had 4 chances to win, and we did not take those chances. One questionable call in the third quarter with a fumble was a little heartbreaking. But I think this year, 2019, it is 2019 already. This year is going to be the year that we get our shit together for reals. As for video games, last year's games, 2018 games, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Guacamelee 2, all these fantastic games came out, including Halloween Forever, which I did an interview with the creator of Halloween Forever. That is on the Fair Business Podcast that was released yesterday, January 1st. So if you want to, please check that out. We talk about a whole bunch of things about his game and his future endeavors. But video games were awesome last year. If 2016 and 2017 were years of disappointment, holy shit, can I talk, please? Disappointment and sadness. 2018 was the year of renewed faith in the AAA and indie game scene, with tons of games coming out that have just been superb. As you heard from last time, spoiler alert, God of War was my game of the year for 2018. What was yours? Comment on the last video. But yeah, this year, I have a lot of high hopes going into this year, and I think that one of the main things that I want to see this year is PS5 being announced, PlayStation 5 being announced. I know that the PlayStation Pro and the Xbox One X are kind of like the half steps in the generation, and those just came out recently as well. Those came out a few years ago now. But I think that we're really getting close to a PS5 reveal, especially with how shifty PlayStation's been, not going to E3 this year, not doing this, not doing that last year. I think that we're going to see a PlayStation 5 reveal, and it's also going to be revealed. Here's the big prediction that Hideo Kojima's game Death Stranding is going to be a day one release with the PlayStation 5. It's going to be bundled in with the PlayStation 5 for the adults, and for the kiddos, the 3D platforming fan base is going to get a new Ratchet & Clank game day one. Fuck Knack. Knack, you can go die in a hole. I know lots of people enjoy Knack, but Knack is a lesser 3D platformer than most of the ones that I've played. And if you look at it, Ratchet & Clank sold so well. The soft reboot sold so well. But, the Ratchet & Clank played so well, was so well done. I can't see them not making another Ratchet & Clank game. And if it's in a day one release for PlayStation 5 would be perfect, because it's been a few years since Ratchet & Clank Reboot came out, the soft reboot. and I think that we're due. We're past due for a new Ratchet and Clank game. Another game that could be a PlayStation 5 release title, which I think is bound to come out this year, but who knows? But I think that Days Gone, which I'll talk about later, is one of those games that might be coming out on the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4, kind of like The Last of Us. Which brings me to The Last of Us 2, which I think is not going to be released till the PlayStation 5 era comes around. So we're going to be waiting a little bit longer on that one. But I think it's shaping up to be a nice game. But I think that the E3 trailer that we saw, with all the different ways that the people were screaming and dying and getting hit and blah, 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 it was very fluid, but it seemed a little bit fake to me. And I want to see actual gameplay. I want to see like someone playing the game, a demo, something like that has that same stuff in it. Then I will have faith in it. Show me something. Show me that game is going to be the game to look out for. I know a lot of people love The Last of Us. Me personally, it's not my favorite game ever. It's not even on my top 10 list. It's not on my top 50 list. Because you know why? Because I never really played it. I played through the game once, and I was like, this is boring. And there's a lot of people who played it millions of times, and I just can't play it again because it was just a little bit boring for me. Maybe if I go through it again, maybe I will have some fun. But for me personally, Last of Us 1 was just not a great game. And I know a lot of you are saying,
"And you kiss your mother with that mouth?"
But you know what? To be honest with you, I'm just giving my honest opinion. This is YemmyCast, not another cast. And me personally, I'm not a huge fan of Last of Us. But please, show me something with The Last of Us 2. Show me something that I can say, oh, snap-a-rooney to. Because you know what? Last of Us 2 gameplay is, even though it looks interesting, even though it looks fascinating, it didn't look real. It looks like a cinematic almost. If you get my drift. A few games I'm going to talk about here that are on the lower end of the spectrum in terms of, do you think they're really going to be that amazing? But and these probably will raise a few eyebrows, but the World War Z game coming out looks like just a ripoff of The Division, and with The Division 2 coming out in 2019, I think that the World War Z game is going to be brushed under the rug. And don't even get me started on this. The movie of World War Z was just awful. You could tell that it was like 7 different writers and tons of reshoots. And the creator of the book, World War Z, even said, like, this isn't my book. This isn't anything like my book. I don't know what this is. And he distances himself from the project. But I think the game is also going to be one of those things that's just like, this is just boring. It's going to be just a horde mode. And the gameplay that we saw that was released was just the most boring, mundane shooting gameplay. It almost looked like Destiny when you're just killing a boss for hours on end. Didn't look good at all. Another one that has me going, I don't know if this is going to be good or not, is Anthem. And I know a lot of people are Anthem fanboys. I don't know why. But the few gameplay trailers they've shown have not really shown anything too spectacular to me. And with how Mass Effect Andromeda did and how Destiny is, I'm hoping that they're going to elevate this game past the Destiny or something like that. But I'm also not having too much faith in this game right now. We'll see. I guarantee there's going to be some form of loot box in it, even though the age of loot boxes has seemingly gone dry. But, man, you never know. And the last game I wanted to say that is probably looking a little bleak, looking a little bit down in my eyes, is Gears of War 5. I didn't like 4. Gears of War 4 was the reason I bought an Xbox One. No, Titanfall was the reason I got an Xbox One, but it was the reason I sold my Xbox One because I lost faith in the originals, the Xbox exclusives. Gears of War 4 just was not fun to me, and Gears of War 5 doesn't look any better. So that's that. Hey, what about some games that you're looking forward to, Yemmy? Well, I mean, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice is one of those games that I'm really looking forward to. Metro Exodus, Days Gone, I've already said. Rage 2 is on the top of my list. Even though it's a massive multiplayer game, I think Skull and Bones is still looking to be a pretty decent game. And, of course, none other than Doom Eternal is looking to be like my game of the year for next year. Don't quote me on that though, because I don't like to. I don't like. Well, I guess you can quote me now since I've said it, but I don't like to judge games before they come out. But Doom 2, I mean that freaking trailer for it was just so beautiful, so amazing. Oh my gosh, and the grappling hook on the shotgun, and you rip people's spines out with that sword. The game just looks like everything you want from a Doom game times 2. And if it's half as good as the original Doom game, we're going to be in for a real treat. You're going to be saying, wow, that shotgun, that is amazing. Wow, that sword, that's pretty badass. And you're going to also be saying, wow, please, Doom man, fist me. That was weird. But yeah, those are kind of my predictions slash, anticipated games for 2019. A lot of games that I have been following for a long time have already come out this year. But one game that I've been following for a while, since 2 years ago, I went to PAX. And I found this game called Steambird Alliance, which was a really fun game. They seem to have changed it a little bit. There was supposed to be a demo release this year, but it wasn't. And they were supposed to contact me through email and give me a copy of the demo, and they didn't do that. And then there's just been like nothing on the game recently, and I kind of am getting concerned because it's on the top of my Steam wish list, and it just it says play now, and you press play now, it brings you to the store page and says was supposed to be released in 2018. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm really hoping that the game lives up to my expectations for it after I played it. And I hope they change the game just enough to give it a little bit more story, maybe a little bit more depth. But, as it was, that demo that I played back when I was sitting down at PAX West, Seattle, was really fun, and I miss it. So if the Steambird Alliance people are listening to this, I miss your game. Please, for the love of God, give us something. All right, let's move into the news for the day. And the number one news for today is that Soulja Boy was forced to pull all of his knockoff consoles off of his website, and now the website is redirecting you to a 3DS store. This is just desserts for this crooked, shaven man. I don't know why he called Nintendo out after trying to sell these consoles with unlicensed ROMs in them. I don't know why he tried to make a big spectacle out of it and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna win. If they come at me, I'm gonna take them down." Blah blah blah. Lawyers. Well, to no one's surprise, Nintendo has pretty much obliterated him. These knockoff consoles he was trying to sell in America, they're gone now. You can't sell them anymore. He was forced to take down his website and make it go to the 3DS store. And it's crazy that Nintendo took this long to kind of call him out on it, especially because they're very protective of their IPs. If you have a Mario clone out there, they're coming for you. If you have a ROM of an old Zelda game that you're trying to sell to people on an unlicensed console, yeah, fuck off, mate. I'm wondering what he was going to put on that PS4, Xbox One, fuse system. Obviously, that's not going to come around anytime soon, but I think this is just a funny story of someone who is a little bit out of touch with the law and with copyright, kind of like YouTube. Please don't ban my channel. But this was kind of to be expected, and Soulja Boy responded. Well, seemingly he responded to it saying, "I had to boss up. I didn't have a choice." So that tells me that he probably was sued and or given a cease and desist order. I'm not sure. I don't know how much profit he made from these things. I don't think he sold enough to really get a lot of money. But he invested in this fake console business, and it bit him in the ass in the end. And I hope that he Soulja Boys that hoe down to hell. Next up in the news, GameSpot.com. One of their writers had a chance to sit down and play around with the new Overwatch Nerf blasters. And the first one he kind of reviews, and these are supposed to be released in US and Canada around January 2019. They will be available at GameStop and EB Games. So the first one that he reviewed was called the Nerf Micro Shots. And there's 3 different versions of the Micro Shot, including Torbjorn, a Diva one, and a Tracer one. So if you get 2, you can literally be Tracer, and you can hit or miss all you want.
I guess they never miss, huh?
But there's the 3 different versions. It's a very basic blaster. He says it's a little bit too small for his grown man hands. He didn't actually say that. I kind of quoted my... I made that up. But he said it was a little bit too big for his hands, but for a kid, this could be good. And they hold one... They load one at a time. One Nerf bolt at a time, I guess you would say. So, not effective on the battlefield as maybe the Tracer pistols are. But it is a compact, small little Nerf gun. And, Nerf guns are really popular. They're still popular, I should say. When I was a kid, they were popular. Now they're popular. Now that they have, like Nerf tournaments, and they have these Nerf guns that are electric, and they automatically load the next Nerf bullet, and there's people on YouTube making these first-person Nerf shooter videos, and, they're pretty cool. They're not too bad. I'd recommend checking those out if you're a fan of, creative things with Nerf. What? Next up, we have the Overwatch McCree blaster, and this one comes with a badge, a McCree badge, and it comes with 5 high-powered rounds. The price for this one is $30. The price for the little one, I forgot to mention, is $10. That's actually a pretty good deal. But the McCree one is $30, and you can use this for cosplays and stuff like that. I mean, I think this would be pretty cool to have for a cosplay of McCree. It's fake enough. It has the orange tip, so they won't, try and take you down with the SWAT team. The only thing that he says is bad about this pistol is that it only loads 1 bullet at a time, and it looks like it's designed to hold 6. The chamber doesn't spin or anything like that. It just pops out, you load 1 bullet, and you fire. I think that's a missed opportunity for this pistol. It should have been a 6 loader with a 6 shooter. Next, we have the Diva Blaster, which is actually a pretty good representation of the Diva Blaster itself from the video game. I'm not sure why they have 2 different Diva skins, for the little one and this one. Maybe because Diva is just a really popular character with the Rule 34 community. But I this one looks really close to the actual blaster she uses. It comes with a little keychain with her little logo thing on there. And this one loads 3 rounds at a time. It can shoot, 3 bullets. 3 bullets. So yeah, I think that this one is $30. Yes, it's $30. So if you're a cosplayer, I think this one will look really good with your skin tight suit cosplay thing, and you can have fun with that. Hey, last up we have the Overwatch Reaper collection edition collector pack. So this one comes with 2 of the shotguns that, of course, Reaper has, and also comes with a Reaper mask, which is a pretty nice quality. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty sturdy. It's not like flimsy or anything like that, and you can see out of it, he says. And each blaster holds 8 bullets. So that's good for taking out those people who bought the 1 bullet guns. Once again, if you're a person who likes doing cosplays and stuff like that, I mean, this would be an instant sale for you because these guns look really cool and the mask is also pretty nice looking. So I think we'll see a lot of Halloween costumes next year having this mask and gun combo. It is really pricey though. It's gonna put you back about $200. But yeah, you can find them this year. GameStop and EB Games. Wow. Alright, so if the Telltale's Walking Dead final season didn't get enough shit already for, the studio shutting down, being literally canceled, then being reborn, now the season is going to be exclusively on the Epic Store. So now if you want to buy the game for PC, you have to buy it from the Epic Store. If you already bought the season pass from Steam or something like that, you will get the game through Steam still, but you won't be able to, if you didn't buy it already, you won't be able to get it through Steam. So this is really weird. It is really, really weird to me. But midway through the season, they're launching it on the Epic Games Store, which is new, and they are going to be hosting the downloads from there. Why do this in the middle of the development and not for a new game? Probably because The Walking Dead is the most famous of the Telltale games. Now, after Telltale closed its doors, laid off everyone on their staff, Skybound took over. As I've already said on other podcasts, they literally just saved the game. They took on a bunch of people from the project. All the voice actors are back. And they're going to finish the product. Skybound Games is going to finish the product. And Skybound is actually, the person behind Skybound is the owner of the Walking Dead comics. He writes them and illustrates them. So that was really cool. And now, for whatever reason, Epic has said, hey, we're taking it from Skybound. We're going to be the ones to host the downloads, not Steam, not anything else. It's just kind of weird to me, because it's like the game's already been out for a while. Obviously it's been out for a while, and I feel like this is just going to cause a little bit more of a ruckus. Like people are going to be like, well, I don't want to download from Epic Games. I want to download from Steam. All the other games are on Steam. But whatever, who knows what's going to happen there. But Epic Games, I haven't used their download system yet. I haven't used their interface yet, so I don't know how good it is or not. But I guess I guess we'll see. We'll see. What is that? Fuck you, fuck off. No one likes ads autoplaying. Thank you, GameSpot. I am never using your fucking website ever again. Alright, hey, you're gonna get 4 great games with the EA Sports Bundle, which is out now. It includes Madden 19, FIFA 19, NBA Live 19, and the NHL 19 games. Now, the season for football on both fronts, American and European, is over, but the basketball season and the hockey season is kicking up, and now you can buy the EA Sports Bundle, which is originally priced at $100 for 20% off, which means that the game is now $89.99. Amazing. What a deal. So, if you're a fan of sports games and you haven't bought any of the games yet, here's your chance to buy them all for one neat price. It's actually kind of a good deal, since the NHL game and the basketball game are relatively newer than the FIFA and Madden games, and you can see that Madden and FIFA are already kind of lower in the price spectrum because their seasons are over. They're going to be starting to drop in price vigorously. I just don't have faith in EA games anymore. The last 3 Madden games just got worse and worse as they went on. I don't know about FIFA. Maybe Player 2 can weigh in on that. But I know that personally, Madden games are just glitchy trash, and they will not be saved. They can't be saved, just like that Census Fail song. I'm walking it over, working it over. All right, moving on to Limitless and 343. They are collaborating. So Limitless is a nonprofit organization that creates affordable options for prosthetic limbs for children. So, they make things that look like Iron Man's hand, or a Spider-Man hand, or a Hulk hand, something like that makes it look unique, makes it look cool. The kid gets to wear it around, look cool himself. I mean, it's amazing what they can do with the technology they have. And now 343 Industries has announced that they are going to collaborate with them and make their own Halo Spartan prosthetics. So what you're looking at now, I do not believe those are the final versions of them, even though they look pretty close to being done. But there are 2 different versions. There's the Master Chief version, which is green, and also comes in a few different variants of colors. And then there's also the multiplayer skins. So there's a wide range of colors and stains for the gauntlets, and I think this is really cool. And I think Limitless is a nice company, just doing their thing, helping kids be kids, even if they have a disability or something like that. And they're based out of Orlando, Florida. And if you go to limitless/solutions.org, link will be in the description. You can go there, hear their story, and donate to their cause. So pretty cool. Next up, a figure for Conker's Bad Fur Day has been released, and it's going to cost you at least $430. Now that's a lot of damage. Now, if you're familiar with the company first four figures to know the company is producing beautifully detailed figures. They paid me to say that. I'm not sure if it's true. But they're making a new Conker's Bad Fur Day statue. The statue is going to be about 16.5 inches high and 18 inches wide, which is 42 centimeters high and 46 centimeters in length. And it's going to weigh at least 12 kilograms. Whoa. So what it is Conker, he's sitting on a chair, a nice chair, if I might add. He's sipping a glass of milk. He's wearing a crown. And he's looking at you like he does in the game. You have 3 different options for this: a standard edition, an exclusive edition, and a definitive edition. And what's in these editions, Yemmy? Well, let me tell you. The first one comes with the Conker resin statue. It comes with a glass of milk for him to hold, and a classic golden crown. And also, it comes with an exquisite Conker on the throne inspired by the game authentication card. So that means, it's like 1 of 200, it'll say on the card. Like, I have this Clayface statue, or bust, it would be, and it says that's 193 out of 250, and I love that thing to death. So if you're a collector, this would be a great piece to add to your collection. If you like, old rare and you like Conker's Bad Fur Day, this is also a nice thing to have as well. Probably will sell out pretty fast, though. The exclusive edition, everything above that I just said, and then also it comes with a commemorative metal coin. Don't know how much that one is. It might be a little bit more than the original one, which is priced at about $430. And then the definitive edition, which is going for $550. It's going to have everything that I mentioned already, plus a different golden crown. So it's going to be a modern golden crown, a different like a goblet of milk instead of a glass of milk. And his throne's going to be a little bit more bejeweled with a footstool, it says. And it's also going to have a highly detailed dais of which the throne is placed on. So that's the little thing that is at the bottom of it. So I'm guessing the standard edition, of course, you get all the regular versions of the items, and then you don't have like that little platform at the bottom, and then also you don't have the footrest that's underneath his feet. So it is a little bit pricey to me personally, but this is a pretty big statue, figure, whatever you want to call it. You can see from this picture that, the definitive edition is about as big as these guys sitting down. Look, maybe they're just skinny dudes. But you can see the definitive edition comes with the 2 different crowns, 2 different goblets of milk, the golden coin, the footstool, and the base. That looks pretty well detailed. So this, like I said, collectors beware. This is going to sell out pretty fast. I guarantee it. If you have the coin and you want to put it down on it, do so. Orders are expected to be shipped early 2020, and pre-orders are only going to be open from now until the 1st of February 2019. So make sure you get in there and get your statue. Next up, there's new evidence that is building up for a new Uncharted game, possibly, just from a different developer. So Naughty Dog closed out the Uncharted series with Uncharted 4 on the PlayStation 4. Came out, 2 years ago now? Has it been 2 years already? Jeez. Which was a highly cinematic third-person action platformer shooter. And now the new studio that might be taking it over is called, what is it called? Vasage? Maybe? Possibly? But they're looking for people to be a lead character artist for the next chapter of a cinematic storytelling game. And also, they're advertising for a senior gameplay animator, with the references being stated as high-quality, third-party, or third-person action-adventure game. So it's not really, like, definitive proof that they're doing something, but I'm guaranteeing that this is going to be an Uncharted game that's going to launch either on the late PlayStation 4 or early PlayStation 5 days, and we're going to follow Nathan Drake's daughter, and it's kind of going to be like God of War, except instead of father-son, it's going to be father-daughter. So I guarantee that they are going to, have you be the daughter, and this is going to be her first whirlwind adventure with her father, Nathan Drake. And their mother's not going to like that very much, which is going to be a part of the story. Hey, we're going back into the predictions at the beginning. Cast your votes now. Will Uncharted come back? All right, next up, Days Gone multiplayer was pitched But Sony says, fuck that. So the makers or the people behind the World War Z game called Games Beat, or I'm sorry, Saber Interactive? Saber Interactive, yes. Saber Interactive has said that they originally approached Sony with the idea of giving it Days Gone a multiplayer aspect. And they were already working on World War Z, so they said they showed them some stuff from World War Z, and Sony said, nah, we're good. Sony had already been working on the game for a long time at that point, which is why they think that they didn't want the multiplayer aspect, but I think it's just because World War Z looks awful. But it's a missed opportunity for them, especially because this is a Sony IP. It's not going to be released on any other consoles. It's only going to be on PlayStation. And this could have been a big doorway for the World War Z developer Saber Interactive to kind of get in there and get their foot in the door with Sony. But unfortunately, Sony didn't want multiplayer on this game with good reason. I mean, this should be a this should be a single player game. It looks like it's made to be a single player game. I don't know why they would even suggest to put in multiplayer. But it's Days Gone is supposed to be released the 26th of April in 2019. I think it might be pushed back. I guarantee it's going to be pushed back until later. But this makes sense for Sony to do. Sony loves their games. They like to put out quality games. We've seen it with Detroit Become Human, Spider-Man, God of War. Every game that came out last year for the system that was exclusive, ever since the PlayStation 3 stopped, they've been really looking at their games and going, what can we do to make these better? And I think that's why we haven't seen another PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. But look at games like Doom, from Bethesda. They outsourced the multiplayer for that game, and the multiplayer was abysmal. It was Halo clone, whatever. No one really wants to play that. The single player is good enough. So I think that's one thing that Sony does right is they keep it all in-house. They don't let other developers take their games away from them. But yeah, I think Days Gone is looking to be a great game. Like I said earlier, I'm hoping that it gets released this year, and I'm glad that they did not take up the creators of World War Z on their offer. Finally, coming in today for the news, we have Serious Sam Collection is pretty much confirmed for coming to the PlayStation 4. If you don't know what the Serious Sam is, it's a first-person shooter, kind of goofy at times, and pretty much what you do is just shoot mutants, aliens, whatever. So, Serious Sam, the collection, which was originally released on the PlayStation 3, is going to be ported over to the PlayStation 4, so there's probably not going to be too many upgrades to the game, updates to the game, maybe some texture fixes and some resolution changes, but other than that, it looks like it's probably going to be about the same. But the collection is going to include Serious Sam HD, the first encounter, Serious Sam HD, the second encounter, Serious Sam 3, BFE, and Serious Sam Double D XXL, which I don't know what that is. I've never played that one. But these are fun games. They're goofy. If you've never seen Battlefront 3, if you've never seen Serious Sam 3, it's one of those games that is a classic, but it doesn't look amazing for the time that it came out. And I think that all these games are going to be pretty fun to play on the newer consoles. We'll see if they add in some old school multiplayer elements. Probably not. They're probably just going to port this game and say, yep, we're done. But yeah, kind of cool. And the reason that they think that it's pretty much confirmed for coming out is it went through the rating system. It's been rated for release for the PlayStation 4. So it went through the ESRB rating system for the Americas, and it's going to be put out probably later this year, maybe early this year. Who knows? But yeah, I think that about wraps it up for this episode of YemmyCast, a video game podcast. Once again, I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, aka Yemmy. Any comments, concerns, or questions, make sure you leave them down in the comment section below, and I will address them if I feel like it. To anyone here for the premiere, thank you so much for sticking around. I appreciate you. It's always a hit with you, never a miss.
I guess they never miss, huh?
And to anyone who's listening to this in the chat, in the regular chat, who's just kind of listening and waiting to send some love, I suppose, thank you so much for sticking around and listening as well. I know it's a little bit harder to stick around for things like this that are, this long, especially when you're not chatting in the live chat or something like that. So I really appreciate you guys. Coming up next week, probably some more news, you think? probably another topic, maybe some new release games, because there really hasn't been anything these past 2 weeks, so I haven't really put anything in there for those. But yeah, look forward to talking to you guys next week. Remember, Fair Business Podcast is every Tuesday and Friday, and YemmyCast is on Wednesdays, unless there's a holiday, in which usually I'll put them out on Thursdays, but I'm hoping to get this out on Wednesday. So once again, thank you everyone for showing up, and I will see you guys in the next episode. I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, and this has been YemmyCast, a video game podcast.